Mr. Chairman, 2 weeks ago, our country witnessed a shocking assassination attempt on a presidential candidate. Now, I disagree with Donald Trump in almost every policy area imaginable. I am frequently shocked and outraged at the plans he has for our country.
No shock
and the words
there.
that come out of his mouth. And I have dedicated much of the last 8 years to fighting his agenda.
That's because you're a radical, intolerant, liberal,
unequivocally and unabashedly
Democrat.
condemn with every fiber of my being the attempt against his life. This was not just an attack on a man, but an attack on our democracy. Political violence erodes the very foundations of our nation. The concepts of freedom of speech, of peaceful transitions of power, of a democratic government at its core, these cannot exist if political violence is allowed to fester and to go unchecked. And if you think that this one assassin's bullet was a bolt out of the blue and not part of a wave of violence that has threatened this nation for years, then you have missed the point of what my Democratic colleagues and I have been imploring you to hear for some time. Election workers, many of them working for free, face near constant threats of violence. In one recent instance, an Indiana man pleaded guilty to threatening to kill
let's all make it about weapons violence.
In a recent election.
It's because you people are intolerant, and we're tired of putting up with your crap. You didn't care when the cities were burning.
That is political violence. In another instance, Speaker Emerita Nancy Pelosi's
You're pathetic, Jerry.
With a hammer by an intruder in his home who had been there to capture Ms. Pelosi, interrogate her, and possibly
blah, blah. Liberal left propaganda, talking points, rhetoric, whatever you want to call it.
Harris, former President Obama and his wife Michelle, and
waste of
DeSantis,
time.
as well as many others, including videos online of individuals holding guns making assassination threats. That is political violence. The plot to kidnap Governor Gretchen Whitmer and overthrow parts of
You
the state
people
government.
are the biggest liars and hypocrites there are.
A brutal, deadly attack 3 years ago against this very building, with rioters breaking through police barriers to run through these halls chanting "Kill Nancy" and "Hang Mike Pence," and even hanging a noose outside the building. These rioters battered
Those are domestic terrorists. Black Lives Matter. Antifa.
Or in closets.
Funded by George Soros and others.
This assassination attempt, as horrific as it is,
you think we're stupid.
No one. And you would think a political party that almost lost their presidential candidate through an act of political violence would have something to say about the way that leaders keep talking about the next election. Donald Trump has warned there will be a, quote, bloodbath if he loses. Republican Ohio State
That's because 70-something million of us know that our election was stolen. Do the math. How many people voted for Trump? How many supposed voters voted for Biden when there's 150 million registered voters?
Which will remain bloodless if the left allows it to be.
130 million voters.
Sarah Palin said in August
obvious voter fraud.
Of Trump's indictments.
I don't care if I step on you, Jerry, because you're just full of crap.
We're not going to keep putting up with this. We do need to rise up and take our country back, close quote. I could go on, but it's more and more of the same.
Yeah, you're right. It's just more and more of the same.
You support a bloodbath if you don't get the
liberal left propaganda.
You justify violence if the left does not agree with you. And what exactly has preoccupied this Republican majority while their allies threaten violence to their political enemies?
And you're reminding me of the Penguin on Batman.
Conspiracy theories designed solely to influence the 2024 election in favor of Donald Trump. We have spent millions
Christopher
of dollars,
Ray's just sitting there listening like, oh my gosh, do I gotta listen to this
crap?
False
accusations against President Biden, supporting an impeachment effort that seemed designed to fail.
I hope
hunting for a smoking gun. Simply
the low IQ people out there can see through this guy's nonsense.
Unethical behavior by the Biden administration, Republicans chose to just dig deeper and spend more money.
All they want to do is take away our Second Amendment rights.
Thousands of hours of staff time and those millions of taxpayer dollars addressing even one
Let's ban assault
of the political
weapons.
violence that now threatens our country. Perhaps, had this Republican majority lifted a finger to help a nation that is awash in guns, the assassin in Butler would not have had such easy access to the weapon he used to fire.
There you go.
Director Wray, your agency is
You went
responsible
over
for
5
addressing some of the
minutes.
most serious issues of our time. The Bureau fights gun violence, which claims the lives of 40,000 Americans every year. It protects election security from growing threats from malign foreign actors who are working tirelessly.
How about the 100,000 that are dying from fentanyl overdoses because of the wide open border, because your president and this radical administration
and so much more.
Stopped all the executive orders
and instead of supporting you in these
and
missions
opened the border wide open.
Some of my colleagues have instead hindered your work, maligned your agents, and called to abolish and defund your agency, all for political gain. It is despicable, especially from the party that claims to, quote, back the blue.
Why is this guy getting more than, I thought it was 5 minutes.
Have paid the price for these baseless attacks. I know you have faced a barrage of threats, distrust, and vitriol from the public as a result of these wild, politically driven conspiracies.
Oh my gosh.
I know it has become even more
there we go.
And difficult for you
it's
to
a
come to
right-wing
work
conspiracy theory.
I may not agree with you on everything, but I sincerely thank you and every employee in your agency who continues to protect our country.
Kiss his butt.
The FBI is vital to keeping America safe, and I pray that today we can focus on the real
the FBI has a stain on it.
It is the least we owe our country.
People got to get fired, just like Secret Service.
Back without objection. All other opening statements will be included in the record.
Oh
we will now introduce today's witness, the Honorable